Tonight's big discussion is about all the highway construction, and boy, is there a bunch of it. Our guest, Jeremy Linder, is with the State Department of Transportation, also known as Caltrans. He is here to chat about the individual projects and to help clarify some questions that have come up. Welcome, Jeremy.
Thank you so much for having me.
I thought for sure you'd be wearing a hard hat.
It's nice to sort of take that off when you're not on the highway.
Yeah.
Not to be the full reflective vest and the safety glasses.
Right.
I do have the safety boots on, though.
Yeah, okay. I get you. Got it. Good. Boy, everywhere you go, you see one of these guys out there in reflective vests and hard hats. There's a lot of work going on around the county.
There is, and especially this year, a lot of projects have sort of just came together, and work is happening pretty fast.
So let me ask you, at the state level, Caltrans is planning projects for various counties, and you're just kind of dialing it in as far as what's happening in any one county, in this case, of course, ours, Nevada County. Do you consider that there are multiple projects happening all at once that kind of might impact people in various parts of the county, or do you just go when the money and the plans are in place?
So definitely something we want to factor in, especially for the public when there's a lot of work going on, especially for an extended period of time. I mean, personally, having been in it myself, farther down in the valley, it gets tiresome after a while when it's day in and day out. So something we try to do, but also be good stewards with the taxpayer money. Mm-hmm. We're funded to maintain and build the state highway system. For District 3 in particular, we have 11 counties that we oversee, Nevada County being one of them. And so we try to play that juggling game where we're spending the money wisely. We're doing it in a timely manner and trying to reduce the impact to the public. There's always that fine median that sort of fits all three of those categories.
In this case, in Nevada County's case, 2026, we're into fire season, and with all this construction happening in many different locations here, what if there's a fire and there's construction going on? How are your crews able to, get people safely out? How does that work?
So in an emergency situation, that's something that's always foremost on our minds while we're doing the work to improve the highway. We know that potential is there, especially in areas like Nevada County this time of year, that threat just continues to increase as we get hotter and drier conditions. So we're always monitoring that. We have a great partnership with the National Weather Service. So we keep an eye on red flag warnings, power shutoff events with PG&E, and we just continue to focus on that construction project because that's what we're there to do. But keeping that emergency mindset always in the back of our minds. So we know if something were to spark, immediately our crew has that emergency plan. They're ready to go. They're going to jump into action, which most of the time it's immediately work with the contractor. We're shutting down the project. We're moving equipment that's on the roadway. If there's a lane closure, we're picking that up immediately to allow our partners with law enforcement to do their job.
So the crews are trained, have training in fire. What's the word? Emergency tactics.
Emergency preparedness.
Okay,
then they know what needs to get done so that those roads are open and available for any evacuation needs and then for any personnel responding to the incident.
Sure, yeah. There would be a lot going on. So my count there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 projects going on. And one has been very apparent to our people up here anyway, going south on 49 with all the trees, and the clearing of all the vegetation on either side of the freeway. It's pretty shocking. It's really shocking, actually, when you drive down 49 and you see how much has come down.
It's one of those for a project of this scale and magnitude of what we're trying to do. Seeing the trees now missing, especially for someone that doesn't maybe drive through the corridor very often. It's going to be quite a shock to them. But there is quite a bit that we need to be doing. So this is a section of the highway that typically was just a 2-lane road. You had one northbound, one southbound lane.
Yeah.
We're now making that much larger. You're going to have 2 lanes in both directions. There's going to be a center 2-way left turn lane. Some intersections are going to have a right turn pocket. So you're going to go from 2 lanes now to potentially a 5-lane section. And anytime you do that type of work, you need that extra right of way. So that's where a lot of the preliminary is happening right now, where we did the clearing. That's the roadway that we're going to be using in the next couple of years. There's utility relocation involved with that. So a lot of the early stages. So it does look a little bit of a mess, like any construction project does. But over the next couple of years, once you start seeing those various stages complete, it's going to start coming more into play, and we'll give a better idea of what it will look like in the long run.
Right, it's ugly now. I actually am quite impressed when I see the clearing, because the evacuation route is that's the main route, and all that vegetation has got to come down anyway.
And that's something that the department and our partners with the Nevada County Transportation Commission have really looked into for the corridor. So for that particular project, State Route 49 Corridor Improvement Project, we're looking to improve the safety, mobility, and operations of that route. That's the main part. The fire benefits for any potential evacuation scenario is just an added plus. By having those extra lanes, that's going to allow law enforcement to be able to do their work necessary and quickly.
Fire personnel. So what is the timeline for that particular project?
So for this project, we just started construction this year.
Yes.
We are looking to complete everything by the end of 2028. So we have about 3 years to go. And of course, being where we are in Nevada County, Mother Nature's going to play into it. So hit the ground running, do as much as we can during the summer, fall months. When it gets a little wet, maybe a little bit of snowfall, depending on what Mother Nature will bring us. We'll have to pause, take a break, and then come back that following spring when it dries out again.
Okay, so that makes sense. That's the biggest project, I think, on the list. What is the next most, largest, I should say, project that's on this list?
So also in construction, a little bit farther to the north on Highway 20 is our capital maintenance. It's a big pavement rehabilitation project. For those that are from the area, they'll probably remember the Omega Curves project that we had on Highway 20 a couple years back. We are now going through that entire stretch. So from Dow Road to the junction of I-80 and bringing that pavement back up to good standings.
Right, because that was kind of a mess there.
Exactly. You see some that are in fair conditions, and we want that smoother, more reliable ride for the public.
And you changed some curves and such as well.
That was the big goal of the Omega project, and because of that, it got new pavement. But now there were sections around it that had the old pavement. So it's bringing that entire corridor back up to a level playing field. Plus, there's some drainage work involved. We're adding some maintenance vehicle pullouts so our crews can safely get off the highway when they perform their duties throughout the year. So there's a couple of added benefits for that one.
Okay, all right. And then in addition, we have the Highway 20 pavement and drainage work. Well, that's the one you're talking about, to 80. And then there's the 4920 roundabout additions. What is that one? So
those are projects in their very early stages of development. So probably the big one everyone's talking about right now is right there at the junction of 49 and 20 in Urine Street on the outside of Nevada City. As we start moving forward, we're going to get a better idea of what the project entails, what the alternatives might be. Then we'll go through the environmental phase. So that's in the early initiation document phase. So there's still quite a bit to go for that project. Plus, we're also looking at the other junction of 20 and 49 in Grass Valley. There's a feasibility study going on right now to get the public's input and get an idea of what changes can come in a future project.
So that's where the El Favorito little Mexican restaurant is, right where the overpass and 20 and 49.
Exactly. So, a good thing to see that, I mean, for Caltrans as a whole, I mean, obviously safety is our top priority. That's where we're always looking at. But there are other things that we're constantly trying to monitor within the highway system to make those improvements. We want to have the best highway for all Californians. And for Nevada County, there's some areas that we know need some improvement, but we'd like to know what the public wants.
So where would people go to be a part of this improvement study?
So for the feasibility study, the best is to go to the Caltrans engagement portal. So if you just simply search those 3 words on Google, it's going to be the first thing that pops up. You'll get a full list of projects statewide, so you'll have to go through the page a little bit, find specifically the 2049 feasibility study.
Okay.
Survey's open till Friday, so that gives
this Friday.
This Friday.
Okay, so we got to get on
get
it.
on top of it fast. Let us know your opinions. And again, nothing's going to be decided with the study, but it will help guide us in a future.
And so any solution, any possible solution could be years away.
Very much so. When it comes to our projects, this is how things get started, and then to go through all the various different steps. I mean, you're talking 6, 8 years possibly till construction starts.
So when we talk about the 49 expansion, that was begun 8 years ago, 7 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, that was pre-COVID times when we were looking at this. And in particular for that project, we partnered very closely with NCTC on trying to do these improvements.
NCTC is the
Nevada County Transportation Commission. So they're the regional agency that looks at transportation county-wide.
Got it.
Highways being just a small portion of that. So we knew the improvements that we were wanting to do, the goals that they had, and overall we could secure funding for phase 1, which was the northbound improvements. They worked hard to access grants, local funds that they could help secure phase 2 funding. So that's what is allowing us to do both those northbound and southbound improvements at the same time. So that's just years cumulative of work.
Yeah, it's amazing how long it takes, isn't it? So do you have to do regular reports to the Board of Supervisors? How does the accounting go?
So for the highway system, I mean, it's Caltrans right of way. It's ours to maintain. So we definitely will give updates constantly, especially on our website. Anytime, could definitely go to a Board of Supervisors meeting and give them an update and briefing whenever they would like. We're sending out regular traffic alerts, social media posts, trying to keep the public apprised, especially if there's a lane closure that's going to be involved. Right. Because that's where the biggest impact will come.
Right. Okay. Well, geez, scrolling forward to 8 years, we may have some really good roadways around here. Who knows?
That's the goal. We're always thinking long term. We know Nevada County, it's growing, and we're trying to make sure that the highway can accommodate that.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and perhaps we'll follow through with you again and see how it's going.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.